Hi, my name's Eric Burt, and I'm the creator of the magnificent Bertello Outdoor Pizza Oven. Today we're going to be using the wood charcoal tray to cook in the Bertello Outdoor Pizza Oven. Now the first step is to slide the tray in through the front of the oven, all the way to the back. The second step, take your corduroy pizza stone and slide it into the oven. For fuel, we're going to be using charcoal briquettes combined with wood chunks. And the idea here is that the charcoal is going to stay hot for a very long time, and that's going to keep the wood burning. The wood is what's going to get the oven really hot. Now here we are at the back end of the oven. This is the fuel access hatch here. And we're going to take our charcoal briquettes and we're going to put some in here. I like to put enough to just cover the bottom of the tray. Now what we're gonna do is set the charcoal on fire here. Throw some matches in there. You could use lighter fluid if you want, or you could use match light or self-igniting charcoal. And we're gonna allow those charcoal to get white hot first. And then we're gonna put wood chunks on top. Now that the charcoal is getting nice and hot, we're gonna add some dry, natural hardwood chunks. And this is going to create a nice flame across the top of the oven. It's also what's going to get the oven really hot. Now we've added our hardwood chunks on top of the charcoal. It's starting to catch on fire, as you can see. Now we're going to take our cover, put that on top. You can remove that anytime to add more fuel during the cooking process. But while cooking, you're going to want to keep that on the back. Now look at that. We have a beautiful wood-fired flame roll across the top of the oven. Now let's slide over to the prep station. We have pepperoni, sauce, mozzarella, parmesan, and dough with some flour. You're gonna make a pile of flour on your cutting board. Set your ball of dough in there and cover the ball with flour. This is essential so it doesn't stick to your pizza peel. Now what I'm doing is I'm going around about a ½ inch from the edge and I'm pressing down. So this part is going to be the edge of the crust, and then you take your fingers and you press down to get all the air bubbles out, just like this. Okay, so now we have our dough, we have the ring around, which is the crust, and I've been pressing down on the center here. Next step, take some flour and sprinkle it over the peel. There's sort of a balance here. You don't want to do too much because it's going to taste like flour on the bottom of your pizza. If you do too little, then it's going to stick when you're sliding in the oven. So I just do a little nice sprinkle there with flour, and that so it can easily slide off the peel into the oven when you're launching it. I'm going to pick the dough up, and I'm going to take my knuckles like this, and I'm going to stretch it. This oven is designed for a thin crust style pizza, so you're going to want to start from the center and slowly pull away. This takes a little bit of practice. It helps if the dough is at a room temperature when stretching it. If it's too cold, it's going to snap right back. It's going to be hard to stretch out. So I would recommend leaving your dough out. You can cover it with a damp rag and let it get to room temperature. That's going to make this process a lot easier. You can see some light coming through it. That's called the window pane technique. Then you know it's thin enough. So now I see some light coming through and we're ready. Now we're going to set this on the peel. Okay, now we've laid the dough on the pizza peel. The key here is to do this pretty quickly because the longer it sits there, the more it's going to settle. And then it's going to stick. And then we have a problem. So now we take our sauce. My philosophy is not too much sauce. Not too much of anything, because the more toppings you add equals more moisture. It's going to be harder to cook. And then you're going to have a soggy pizza. So I do 2 spoonsful, totally a matter of preference. But it's sort of the less is more in this case. And you can do this in any order. I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan on there. Now we're going to do some mozzarella here. Some pepperoni. All right, now we're ready to throw the pizza in the oven. Do quick back and forth movements with the peel to get the pizza moving on the peel to slide in the oven. Like this. Boom. Now that the pizza's in the oven, we're going to want to do quarter rotations of the pizza. With wood and charcoal, you want to do it about every 30 seconds or so. Gas, it's more like every 20 seconds. Now we're about ready to pull it out. We've done 4 quarter rotations at about 30 to 40 seconds. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Wow. That's perfect. That is a masterpiece right there.